outdoor physical events. Thanks again, Trevor. Dynamic presentation. Next, Bob Underall. Thanks, Trevor. As we move forward, Bob is going to give us a little presentation. He's a dynamic serial entrepreneur, been a CEO of multiple companies. He's taken public, so he knows a lot about investing, and his title is Investing in a New Company. Bob, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Reggie. Appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. As Reggie said, my name is Bob Unnold. I'm the managing director for Did You Remember To? And our product is Attendant. And I will tell you just a little bit about that at the end of the presentation. I'm going to take maybe 5 or 6 minutes and talk to you about investing in a new company as a new private investor. I understand a number of you on the call are relatively new at doing private investments, so we thought this would be an opportunity to share a little of my experience from both sides of the table. I've done investments, but mostly I've been a serial entrepreneur. Did a Inc. 500 fastest growing company, did an $80 million IPO on another company, and I've had my share of failures as well. So I'm a lifelong entrepreneur and investor on occasion. I'd like to start off with a question for you. What do you think is the most important topics to consider when you're deciding on a private investment? We give you a multiple choice. A, the product and the competition. B, the financial results to date and projections. C, the product and the management team. Or D, the revenue model and valuation. What do you think? I would suggest that C, the product and management, are the two key items that most experienced investors are focused on when trying to determine if this is a good investment for them. I'm going to deal with both of those separately and then go on to other criteria. But basically, in the product, you should be looking for something that is both new and unique, and something that you understand the benefits of. You don't want to be investing in something you just don't understand. It's not ever a good approach to the investment. Doesn't mean it can't be complicated, doesn't mean it can't be scientific, but you need ultimately to understand the benefits and the value of the product to the customer. And the other thing with the product itself is you want to make sure that it's a product that's got a great opportunity to grow. So you're making some guesstimates of your own. The entrepreneur, I'm sure, is sharing with you why this is going to be the best opportunity you've seen. It's up to you to decide, is this product or the service really going to make it in the marketplace? Are you comfortable with it? The second part of the two most important things is the management team. And most people would probably tell you that the management team is the most important. You know, you just can't ask enough questions to ensure that the company will succeed. And so what does that mean? That means that you're relying on the management team day in and day out to make those dozens of decisions a day, you know, hundreds or thousands of decisions as the business is evolving and growing. So what do you really need to do when you're deciding to make an investment? Well, how comfortable are you with the management team? Do they have germane experience? Have they put money or some skin in the game into the business? And when I say money or skin in the game, I'm talking about, yes, an investment, but also sweat equity. Some investors will say, oh, you got to have money into the business. The principals have to have money into the business. Well, if you take that approach, you're going to leave a lot of good opportunities, off the table. What's probably more important is have they spent a decent amount of time? Is it their full-time interest in activity? Is that what they live and breathe? Is the management team stubborn? Are they stubborn? Are they going to make it? And that takes a certain amount of stubbornness to be successful. You can't just give up when a few things don't go right, because lots of things don't go right when you're an entrepreneur and building a business. You don't want to be looking for a prima donna. You really want a leader of a team that has the experience in the market niche, in the industry, and has that ability to stay with it and produce the result you're looking for as an investor, which is a successful conclusion or liquidity event. So a second question for you. Due diligence. Is that how you decide to invest? True or false? Well, basically, the answer is false. Due diligence is a process of verifying the facts, the history, the current situation. It has little or nothing to do with the future. What the future opportunity is. There's a little overlap there, but basically in due diligence, you're trying to make sure that everything that you've learned so far is true. There's no gotchas in there. And if one does arrive, due diligence is the opportunity to essentially back away from the deal. Assuming that you've gone that far and you're into due diligence, well, there are many other things that come into play in terms of helping you to make the decision. So from revenue sources, the revenue model, historical financials, financial model for the forecasts, intellectual property, what's the competition, the valuation, is it reasonable? You don't, as an investor, especially a new investor, you don't really want to be trying to chisel an extra few shares out of the entrepreneur. You really want to go in it in a partnership approach so that there's goodwill between you, that you didn't just get a few extra 1,000 shares and alienated the management team. You're in this not for that little bit. You're in it for many times your initial investment. I've done 50x 2 times in my life so far. And those are big paydays. And that's what you're really in it for. And is the business, where's the business? Is it at the point of inflection, about to take off? Has it started to take off already? Are you in the prototyping stage? You need to identify that. Those are a number of additional factors, but I just keep bringing you back to the management team and the product. That's what you really want to focus on. So critical decision timeline. You're starting off with basically making the decision. Are these people that you're comfortable with, that you think can do the job? Is this product something you would buy, or something that you know people who would buy, and you're comfortable with the benefits that it provides, and you think it's going to be a big seller? If all of those things are in line, then you're doing your due diligence, make sure everything is right. And then I encourage you to make your decision. Don't hem and haw about it. Don't waste your time or the entrepreneur's time nitpicking. Make the decision, go away, or put your money in. So that's my quick review of investing in a new company for a new private investor. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer those questions now. Reggie, I'm not hearing any questions, so there are no.
I hear the questions, so they would be in the chat, or you have to meet them in your expo area. You have a booth. Tell them the name of your company.
Okay, so let's do it that way. Anybody that has any questions, as soon as I'm finished here, I'll be over in the chat section under Expo. If you go to the left side of your screen, Expo, and then at the bottom of the page is Attendit, ATENDIT. Last ones, I believe, on the list. Click on that, and you can come over and we can have a conversation. Happy to talk with you about my presentation. And also, we are looking for investment in Did You Remember To? So I'd be happy to tell you about that. Thanks for your attention. Have a great day.
Great job, Bob. Yes, that's what we want. We want knowledge. We want information. We want to be like a sponge. And you want to sponge off those people that give you that opportunity. I appreciate you, my friend. Meet Bob over in the expo area.